In my lifetime, I have got at least 12 species that no longer live on this property. They're not only missing on my farms, they're missing in Whitman County.
Areas that used to have salmon, used to have different macroinvertebrates that also sustained life for different organisms, weasels, stouts, all the way up the food chain has been destroyed because those base anchor keystone species have been removed because their habitat's been so degraded.
If you turn it all into farmland and lawns, I think you'll find that the ecosystem will suffer quite a bit, and I think food production will definitely go down.
What do they say in the Palouse? That we've lost 6 feet of soil since we started plowing it? There's a lot of dirt that's gone down the river.
We at the district have a program to help landowners improve that river system for habitat. Riparian restoration is the act of repairing a river system. Our hope is to improve water quality, reduce water temperature, and increase habitat.
So a riparian project takes place in the riparian zone. It's that transitional zone between the water and the upland area. That zone is important because it's probably the best area for growing plants and grasses. Lots of organisms use it because it's right next to water. It's shaded, so a lot of creatures from coyotes all the way down to earthworms love being in that riparian zone.
The riparian is just such a critical area to every stream.
That zone, the trees and the shrubs are like straws, and they're pulling all of that water and nutrients and all those things up. So then it allows that zone between your water and your dry land to actually have more water available, so then more species can actually flourish.
These riparian areas have been channelized, so people have straightened them out and changed how they flow, which completely changes the landscape. By channelizing and moving all of the creeks and where they're running from, all of that riparian function is lost. So the point of the project is to come back in, maybe not change how the water is moving, but to revegetate and fortify those riparian areas to make them more functional and allow them to do the processes that they were naturally doing beforehand.
So the methods that we're using to restore riparian zones are establishing native plants and shrubs, as well as implementing PALs and BDAs. Implementing vegetation, we're holding the structure of the soil so that the soil doesn't erode and wash away. Roots in the ground. A lot of people think that just putting down any vegetation is okay, and that is okay to an extent, but we focus on putting native plants and shrubs because, number one, they can live in that environment, and we know they'll be successful, and two, they have longer roots and better systems that can handle that climate.
So PALs and BDAs are two different types of structures that are very similar. The PALs stand for a post-assisted log structure, and BDAs are beaver dam analogs.
So those PALs and those BDAs will either deflect or direct the water to control how much erosion is happening and where it's happening, and then it also traps and collects the sediment, slow the water, and create a pool, and that pool is the habitat that the fish need to be able to survive. Whitman Conservation District has about 25 project sites. Some of those are old standing sites, and then we have several new sites.
We're seeing a lot more wildlife in the areas.
That little strip that you'll see out there, it holds pheasants now. There's songbirds diving into there whenever they need to find some cover.
Here, there's already, of course, a lot of small wildlife, and there are moose around, but the trees grow and the reforestation.
We've also seen a lot more slowdown of water, and that's something we're looking for, is trying to help, especially being in a very agricultural area, help filter that water out. Over time, as the canopies from these restoration projects grow up and shade the creek, we're hoping that the water will start to decrease in temperature because that's a big factor in what organisms can use. I wish more people understood that we're not trying to ruin their practices. We're creating a symbiosis with the landowner and the landscape, so what can work with them.
The purpose for our district is to basically do the project for the environment at no cost to the landowner.
It's not going to cost me anything. No, not going to cost you anything. You just give them the land and they will build and plant bushes and trees and shrubs and all the elements that as a farmer I haven't got time to do. You know, I can't say, oh, I'm going to take on another job and build 2 miles or 3 miles of fence.
Initially, I was kind of skeptical about working with the conservation district, taking government money, and I worry about strings attached, but they have been very easy to work with, and we really did have some very good improvements to the land.
The conservation districts are really valuable and I believe need to continue to work to educate farmers in a gentle way, give them the incentives they need to conserve and improve agriculture, do what I think is best for my little piece of land.
The landowners, they've been farming for generations. Just working with them and understanding, hey, if you just do this little bit now, the amount, you'll help your land in the future. It'll benefit your kids and your kids' kids.
I've always thought for many, many years that we need to give a little bit back and create a little bit of habitat. The Palouse is less than 2% habitat. So many animals, wildlife don't have a place to exist. If we gave them 4%, the library of biodiversity that we would have.